It's your boy Leak Vlogs. We back at it again. It's a nice day out here. Weather's getting warmer. I just went to the gym. Got me a protein shake, and I'm good to go for right now. Got some water, and yeah. So today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, starting off, I want to say, like, I started to record a video yesterday based off what I'm about to talk about today, but I only talked about 2 subjects that affected me. But I scrapped the video because I realized that I wanted to talk about this subject in a more broader, larger type of way, and that's what I'm going to do. So today I want to talk to you guys about the link between your spirit and video games, and how I believe video games are more realer than what we seem to believe. I'll start off by saying yesterday what I had recorded was me talking about casinos, and I talked about casinos and the game of chess, because those are two of what I say is games. You could call them games, but I think these are like the realest games ever, or at least these are the games that affected me. But we're still going to talk about video games too. But what I talked about, I'll briefly go over what I talked about. What I talked about was how, you know how you go to a casino, and you know how gambling affects a lot of people. You know, people talk about gambling addictions and stuff. You know, I feel like what a lot of people don't talk about is the serious link between how your soul is connected to your bank account, and how that's connected to the money you invest at the casino, and how you win or lose really affects you on a spiritual level. It's not just you're addicted to gambling, or it's not like necessarily like, oh, you're just addicted and you have to stop. It's like, no, this is actually pretty deep, man. When I put my money in the slot machines, when I won, it literally felt like it did something to my spirit. Like, I've never felt that feeling before with no other game. Other than chess, we'll get to that too. But like the feeling of winning at the casino is literally one of the best feelings ever. And I studied why I felt that way. And also losing is I'd say losing at the casino might be probably one of the worst feelings in my entire life. I don't think I've ever felt anything like that type of pain ever. That's worse than like going through like a breakup with the one you thought you loved. Seriously, it's 10 times worse than like anything I've ever felt in my life, and I'm saying that like in the most literal way. In the game, and also with the game of chess too. Where it comes with chess, you know, chess affected me in a different type of way, but the same way. But chess affects me differently, and I think chess might affect me on the deepest level scale of all time, because when you play somebody in chess, you know, that's a very intellectual sport. It's not the same as picking up the controller and playing a game versus somebody, which I'll get to that in a second. But the reason why chess affects me so deeply is because while it's a game of like the mental. So like, you know, when you're playing against somebody, it's really you two guys' brains in sync with each other, and it's really a war of the mental. And I'm not exactly sure if that gets talked about enough, but when I lose in a game of chess to somebody, I actually feel like I lost to that person. Like, I've never felt like that. Now, the casino is one thing, you know, the link between how that affects you spiritually and in the machine. But now we're getting into actual games and against other people. And playing chess and losing to somebody in chess really feels like you lost. Like, you know, especially if you guys know, you guys once you understand the foundation, which game piece of the board moves wherever, it's on. It's time to go against an opponent. And when you lose against an opponent, it really feels like you lost. I'm trying to find a way to word that the right way, but if somebody comes across this and sees this, please help me out. But it feels like you're exposed, you lost, and I don't think I've ever felt a loss like that, ever. And you know, speaking of video games, like, you know, I grew up playing, you know, Call of Duty, 2K, Madden, and stuff like that. And, you know, I used to always kind of think like, when I lost against somebody or lost against the computer or whatever, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I lost. You know, I never really got in my feelings about losing, but I have beaten other people in video games, and through beating other people in video games, it actually sparked my awareness and made me realize how important winning was to other people. And I could never understand why losing in games affected people like that. You know, even though I just explained the way I lost in chess, I feel like that's a different category because it's literally a battle of the mental. So like, it feels like my brain, it's like a real life game, versus like, in a video game, you're kind of like hopping in the simulation, and yeah, in a way you're still, you know, I guess that's just the game that I felt more closest to. Chess was the game that connected with me, where I felt like I really lost. But you know, that's why this video is being made, to bring awareness to, like, you know, when you play video games, you're not really just playing a game. You're kind of like, your mind is kind of hopping in. Your mind is kind of just hopping in like this digital simulation, where you're essentially an avatar in this game with other people. Whether it's online or local play, you're essentially in a realm where you know, whether you win or lose, you still feel that in your head in a way, or you still feel those type of wins or losses in a way that can't really be explained. And most people just chalk it up and think they lost, or you know, most people feel the weight of that loss, but they don't even know why they lost. And there's definitely something spiritual behind it, and nobody tells anybody. I think it's just chalked up. It's like, oh, you got to get better at the game, get more skill, and you know, you'll eventually win. It doesn't matter if you're playing Super Smash Bros, Call of Duty, 2K, or whatever. But yeah, every time I've won or lost, I've noticed that it definitely affects you in a way that it can't be explained. And yeah, my whole point of making this video is to bring awareness to the idea that once you plug in and play, you're actually plugging in yourself into a portal where now you become that character. And you can fake it, you can lie and say, oh, it's just a game, or blah blah blah, or whatever, but you know, that's why people like me are here. You know, I feel like people who are like in tune with these type of ideas feel like they need to share them, because it's coming from like the heart and like experiences that they've been through. And so yes, I'm just sharing with this channel, or if anybody resonates with this message, please let me know how you feel on this topic. And I've realized there's a reason why I don't really play video games like that no more. I still kind of do, but I have certain games that I kind of like. I grew up playing Guitar Hero a lot and Call of Duty, and Guitar Hero was probably the only video game that I put in a lot of hours into. I realized, like, when I used to play that game, you know, I used to wonder why I was so addicted to it. And that game is the closest you can get to playing your artist and feeling your artist's favorite song, but it's like capped at a certain level because you're still locked into the guitar in a certain like frequency in the game that lets you only experience the song to a certain extent. But you know, that's until I got into real guitar, which is a whole different topic for another video. But real guitar, holy, versus playing Guitar Hero, that is night and day difference. And that's one thing. That's one thing that led me to playing real guitar, was that I was so addicted to the feeling I got from playing really good at Guitar Hero or Rock Band, that I had to get a real guitar just to satisfy that quench I was looking for, which eventually opened the floodgates to me actually appreciating music. And that's, like I said, that's a whole different video. But you know, even when I used to play Guitar Hero, you know, I felt the spirit between me playing not only just the song and being good at the song, but I also felt like when I connected with people, whether it was local play, people coming over my house and playing with them, or playing online, you really feel like you're playing in a band. Like it doesn't feel like a video game no more. You know, the video game is a visual medium between you guys, but spiritually the energy is all there. When you play games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, it really feels like you're that person. Like what you do in that game, you're not just doing it in that game. It feels like you're actually doing it for real. Whether you're running from the cops or you're shooting random people, it feels like you're really doing something you're not supposed to. And not supposed to, but you're doing something you might not be aware of. So what I'm saying is, like, I don't think you can just hide inside of a game to kind of get your frustrations out, because you're not, no matter, you can't hide nowhere. There is definitely 100% a link between you plugging in the controller into whatever gaming system or whatever, and your spirit aligning with that avatar and you becoming that person. And I feel like that might be a real reason why a lot of people like video games but just don't know it. You know, I think that's why virtual reality might be so popular, because it's like the next like dopamine rush of plugging in and into a virtual world and becoming someone else. I guess you don't have to say it's just all games, you know, just the technology itself, like virtual reality, VR. I feel like why VR hasn't 100% taken off is because the tech is there. And yes, you are immersed in a different type of reality, but in terms of like video games and stuff, I don't think we're at like nowhere near like a peak. But there are some games out there though that I believe make you feel like you're really immersed, but I don't know if the tech is fully fleshed out to give you that fully immersed feeling. But I do believe over time, like, that's definitely going to evolve. But yeah, that's what I pretty much wanted to touch on in this video today, is that it's called plug and play for a reason. And you're not plugging in just a controller. You're plugging in your spirit into a digital universe where you become aligned with whatever character, or whether it's a sports game, whatever team. You're really playing against whether it's the computer. Those aren't computers either. You know, even though those are programs, of course. But I do believe there's this type of spirit inside of those. Whenever you play against the computer or the bots, I don't know. Those aren't just bots, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe if I get this idea of what the bots really are fully fleshed out, I can come back and make another part 2 on this type of topic. But I do think like what we call bots aren't really bots. And yeah, I'm to the point now, like even when I play like games like Grand Theft Auto, like I do feel bad when I like go on a random rampage and run people over and kill people. It's like my awareness like picks up on, and I say my awareness, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm special or I'm something like you guys aren't. I believe everybody has a sense of awareness. I just guess I'm speaking from like my perspective. But yeah, I only choose like video games that like make me feel good. Even like when it comes to Call of Duty, I feel like everyone's actually like shooting each other. I used to never feel like that before. I thought I was just mindlessly playing games. But I do think that there's a feeling that the same feeling you get when you go to a casino, or I expressed in the beginning of the video, or the same feeling you get from playing with somebody in chess, no matter how intense like each feeling is from like each one, there's a spiritual or digital, whatever you want to call it, there's a connection between your spirit and whatever the medium of the game is, and the person on the other side. You know, the game is the medium, you're the spirit, and whatever's on the other side is plugged in, is already there as well, waiting for you to plug in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is one of the first videos I've done outside. I was propped the camera up, hoping that the wind doesn't blow it off, but I was feeling pretty good today, pretty confident to do this. I usually don't do stuff like this. I normally would have went inside somewhere, or, you know, if you watch my other videos, I'm kind of used to like being a little bit more private, but I felt like today, you know, I just, you know, nipped that in the bud. You know, I have to do things like this to be, you know, stay comfortable with being myself, you know, because this is content for you. I don't really care what none of these people think. If anything, all these people want in on what we're saying. This is like sacred spiritual talk. Don't really care if anybody hears what I say, because, you know, people can hear what you say, but they can't hear what you say. But being with that said, I'm gonna go get another bagel really quick. I got like 2 bagels and some water waiting for me that I pre-ordered. But being with that said, please let me know if you guys like resonate with this topic at all. If you feel like it, the comment section is right there. I appreciate anybody that watches this video and made it to the end. Your view means more to me than anything. And being with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.